Project procurement, we will be buying for the project, which means in 9 knowledge areas, I was working as a seller's project manager, but in project procurement management, I will be buyer for the project. The final buyer for sure will be the customer, but now I will be buying for the project. So I will be taking my instances as a buyer, and in exam, I will be solving the questions of procurement as a buyer. So based on our plan, our knowledge area will always start with the plan of that knowledge area. So knowledge area is project procurement management, and first process is plan procurement management. To start procurement, for sure, I need to have my business documents where we have the needs. We need to have the charter where we have the major milestones, exit criteria, high level objectives for the project. Once I will use this, I will prepare project procurement plan. Let me take you a little back. On the first day when I was explaining you guys that you will have many projects to be started with, but based on the business requirement, you will select a project, maybe option A, option 2, option 3, option 4. So based on those requirements, which is your business case, you will be able to produce project procurement statement of work, which contains all the work which you wants to get it done from the seller or executing organization, which means we are giving a contract to the seller, and with that we are providing them the documents. So what happens in the organizations, we prepare our procurement management plan where we decide that what works should be done into the project, the high level work. Then we set our procurement strategy, which means that we will be buying for the project or we will be outsourcing the project. And this thing is called as make or buy decisions. You will also set your procurement strategy for the release of payment 80-20 or 60-40 or 50-50 or based on delivery. You will issue the bid documents to the seller, and once you will issue the bid documents after a brief analysis that how much is going to cost, your seller will submit the bids. But to whose or to which type of sellers you will issue the bid documents, you will establish a source selection criteria that for this type of project, I need only Aramco verified sellers, or I need Sabic verified sellers, or I need Marafiq verified sellers. So you will establish the criteria that for this type of project, which type of sellers can submit the bids. So you will issue the bid documents to only those selected types of sellers. These sellers will look at the bid documents and they can ask you many questions, and you might have a bidders conference to answer the seller question in the process of conduct procurement. So in plan procurement management, let me repeat it. We prepare procurement management plan where I identify, determine, define what needs to be done. We decide ourselves whether to do it by ourselves or outsource it. And once we have set our procurement strategy, how the things will work, from where we will arrange the payments, how we will pay to the sellers, then we will establish the source selection criteria that which type of sellers can submit the bids, and then you will issue the bid documents to them along with the procurement statement of work, which contains each and everything you want to get it done. If you did not mention in procurement statement of work, you cannot legally enforce the seller to complete this work. And for that, you have to produce the change request if you want something extra, because seller will not be legally enforced to do something which is not mentioned in procurement statement of work. If you will do so, you will be insisting for the gold plating. So once you have made your plans, you have issued the bid documents, you have provided the source selection criteria. Now in executing, you will conduct procurement. For sure, you will not do the procurement at the time of planning. Once your project is approved, then you will start conducting the procurements. Then you will advertise the opportunity, and then you will hold a bidders conference, which means the bidders will come and you will answer their questions if they may have it. And for that, you will use your interpersonal and team skills and negotiation skills to reach to an agreement with the selected seller. You will negotiate, you will conference, you will answer all the questions in the conference, and then for negotiations you will go and sit with them individually one by one, and those who are interested or who fulfills your criteria, you will negotiate with them. You will select those sellers, and once the seller is selected, you will make the agreement. There are three types of agreement which we will study: fixed price contracts, cost reimbursable contracts, time and material contracts. Once you have the signed contracts, now you will control the procurement with the help of those agreements as an input, and procurement documentation with which they are bound to provide the same thing what they have mentioned in procurement document. And then based on work performance data, you will produce information. If it is complete, the work is complete, you can close the procurement. If the work is not complete, you will produce the change request to realign the project with the project documentation. That was the knowledge area for project procurement management. And when we are going to control close the project or close the procurement, we have to perform inspection. Inspection happens at the time of product. You have a deliverable in your hand, and you will perform inspection. And you can also perform audits, that is it the same as according to the procurement documentation. You will audit your procurement documentation and agreement, and then you will inspect the product with the help of procurement document and agreement, that our output is similar to those or not. If yes, you will close the procurement. If no, you will produce a change request to realign the project. That's what I tried to explain you in project procurement management in details, and that's how we will finish our all the knowledge areas for the revision also.